What is up, my lovely people in BluCranium land on YouTube? So in today's video, I thought I'd draw you guys an ice cream, a skull ice cream to be specific, because I've not drawn something like this in a while since I last drew one. I think it was the cassette tape, if I remember correctly. Well, I'll have to look it up. But I thought, since summer's coming around, and man, things are starting to get toasty up outside, I thought what a better good time than to draw a nice, lovely and delicious skull ice cream. So when I was drawing the rough drawing of this, I wanted to incorporate my logo into the ice cream. So for the very top one, I thought I'd use that as the starting point, and then just make the whole ice cream kind of have like this drippy, gooey look, you know how it's always that race when you have an ice cream, whether it be a cone or whether it be a popsicle stick or whatever. You always have that point where you gotta like really hustle to get it done, so that way you don't have that ice cream sticky residue all over your damn hand, and then you gotta, it's just a mess. But when I was drawing this, I just wanted to give it that nice, awesome skull texture, and I added the lines and just kept going at it, and just having fun as usual, drawing my skelly creatures. But I think for this particular one, I wanted to give it kind of like a Van Gogh art feeling. And the reason I say that is because when I looked at the eyes when I was drawing it earlier on, I was like, it looks too plain and just has got that all authentic skull look to it. So I thought, what is the way I could change that up? So I was like, on Google and images and looking up pictures, and then suddenly happened to stumble upon, I don't know why I found Van Gogh's, Starry night. So I was like, how can I incorporate that into the art piece? So I was like, I looked at the eyes and I was like, maybe if I use the eraser tool and just take out these little circles from the eyes, it'll give it the illusion that there's a kind of like a starry sky in the eyes, which is what I was not originally planning to do, but I thought as I started doing it kind of looked really cool. And then when I thought about the color of it, I just thought I'd keep it Van Gogh and have the top one have the vanilla flavor, and then the middle one would be kind of like a blueberry flavor, and then the good old chocolate. How can you go wrong with chocolate? So shading it was definitely interesting, because that's something I've told you guys in prior videos. Shading takes time, and my final goal is I kind of like to get my shading look like that street vibe kind of shading, where it's kind of got like that graffiti spray painted look to it. And I've seen a lot of artists do vector drawings, and when you're drawing in vector, to obviously create that gradient look takes time to learn, because you just go from one dark shade and then you slowly change it up, and then you slowly work in that gradient. And there's this one artist that I follow on Instagram, and I'm trying to remember what his name is, but his IG handle is called Enoch's Art, and he's based in Auckland, New Zealand. And this guy does beautiful art. Especially when he does his shading, it looks delicious. I know it's kind of stupid to say that, but when he does his artwork, he's done I think collabs with different companies, and when you look at his art, it just looks like it's it's kind of got like that nice neon glow to it. When you look at a neon light, whether it be a blue light or a green light, it's got that nice electric look to it. That's what his art has. So whenever I've spoken to him or text him on IG, it's always nice to learn how other artists do their shading. And before getting onto Adobe Fresco, I used to use Procreate, and my favorite brush on there was the airbrush. And what's cool about that is, I mean, you could just take two colors and then just blur it out kind of, and you get this nice smooth airbrush texture to it, which I really like. But then as I started doing more and more of my skeleton art, I wanted to try something different, and that's what I try to do with most of my pieces. It's like, I try to incorporate something different that I've tried or not tried before. So as I continued to shade this, I thought, like, what is a way that I could possibly give the ice cream not just an ice cream look and feel, kind of like, how it's got like, the creamy feel, and then when light hits it you get that little shine. So I kind of wanted to give it more like a textured, kind of like a crystallized kind of a look. So I played around with it, and at this point I think this must have been, my second, third, or maybe my fourth try, because originally when I made the video I colored the ice cream in like a, I think, what is it called, nail polishing, I don't know how you pronounce that flavor ice cream, where it's like the pink strawberry flavor, vanilla and chocolate, and the pinks were just coming out. I was like, nah, this is not looking good. So I kind of trashed the whole thing and then restarted back up from scratch. So when I did this one, I wanted to give like the vanilla, kind of like that warm texture. So I started with like, a pale cream color for the base, and then I just played around with the different shades to see how I could incorporate that into the ice cream. And then for the textured look, I kind of looked up some I don't remember what I looked up. I actually looked up like an exploded rock look on something on Pinterest. I don't remember what I was looking at, but I was like, that might work. So for that, what I did was, all through the piece I just used the selection tool and then just started making random rock shapes and then just filling them in with color, like, some dark and then some light, so it kind of has like that nice what was I trying to say? You ever notice that, like, say if you ever go to a grocery store or a supermarket or a little shop and if you're gonna buy some ice cream, and say if that ice cream has been sitting in there longer than it should be, like, kind of like how it gets that freezer burn kind of look. That's what I was trying to incorporate with this piece. And I wanted to make it look like, like this ice cream is not just ice cream, but it's ice cream with a little bit of texture added to it because of the lovely skull look. So as you see, as I progressed through it, like, I played around with the different shades, and this is what I finally ended up doing. Like, I got that nice textured look for the top one, and then I like how the blue one came out, and then I slowly did that for the chocolate, and it was really cool. After playing around, I think at this point I was doing this piece of art for like, I think almost like maybe 7-8 hours at this point. And I know it's already only at 9 minutes and 11 seconds, but yeah, when you do it in real time, man, the time really does add up fast. But all in all, it was a fun project and fun illustration, and as always have fun creating my skulls and skeleton creatures. So with that being said, guys, I'll go ahead and wrap this up and maybe show you all a small pan around vision or a view of the top and bottom. So till the next time, guys, have a good one, keep creating, keep drawing. I'll see y'all down the road or on the other side.